There we go. Alright, I got my selfie stick today, and nobody cares. Work harder. So, hi, my name's Dave. Taking you guys on my daily walks as I journey out of my pity party that I was in for 5 years because of an accident, falling off a roof, shattering my calcaneus, my heel bone. I just like that word. It sounds cool, doesn't it? Calcaneus. Um, Breaking some metatarsals, fracturing my tailbone, compressing some discs, bulging discs, all that other stuff. Um, Tearing my abdominal muscle. That's just right down the middle here. Whoop. Sound effects included. Um, so that's me. Been carnivore for about 6 months now. On the 21st, I hit the 6 month mark. That's cool. Really enjoy it. And I've been doing these walks now. I do them 2 times a day and doing some limited exercises. I'm trying my way with push-ups and stuff. I've got a goal of 10% body fat by the June 7th, my birthday, which is in about 6 weeks. Had a little bit of a wake-up call. I thought I was at 19%, and really at 26% when I did this Skyke 2 or something body scan. It's like a DECA, but not. And it says I'm at 26.5% body fat. So I'm going to do a little bit of an extreme. I'm doing an adapted, like airborne version of the evil Russian push-up program. And because I've done that, and that was really helpful in building muscle mass in a short period of time, in 2 weeks basically. Now I'm doing an airborne version of butterfly kicks and side lifts, and I'm going to do a separate video, break that all down. But today I wanted to talk about the concept of dying with zero that you hear. Seems to be, it goes up and down in popularity, and you think, okay, that kind of makes sense. You don't why leave your money for especially if you have no heirs. That makes really sense because you don't want to give that money to the government. If you have no heirs, they're just going to take it. But if you have heirs or family, like we have our daughter, you don't want to give her some? But I don't look at it as that, because if you've watched some of my other videos, you might have seen that we are teaching our daughter fiscal responsibility and to take responsibility for her life and her actions. So we're not paying for her university. We're not going to, basically, we're not going to rather teach her to take responsibility for her actions than just keep spoon feeding her and creating an entitlement sense of attitude that you see a lot today in this world, where kids tell their parents they want Gucci shoes, $500 shoes or $1,000 shoes, and they want the newest and latest iPhone or whatever, and the parents are busting their butts to be able to afford all this. Some can afford it because they have good jobs, but they're not teaching their children the value of things. So they break it, and then they're like, oh, I want another one, because they think money grows on trees. This entitlement. That's what I mean. So we're not doing that with our daughter. If she wants something, now as she's getting into her teenage years, and she's getting ready to go to high school next year, that she's going to have to work for it. She's going to have to figure out a way to either get a basic job, minimum wage type job, and then see how she likes that, how much money she can make from that, and the taxes and everything, because we talked to her about the taxes and how everything comes out of the paycheck. and then so that she can learn the value of herself also, not just like how she's valuable in creating and building a family structure, um, and building you know, the teamwork in a family, um, but also in the career she takes, um, so that she'll learn like, okay, minimum wage jobs might not be the best for uh, allowing her to achieve her goals in life. And then, but it's a stepping stone, a learning curve that it should be. And this isn't to downgrade any of uh, those who are stuck in minimum wages. Again, if you're stuck in minimum wages, or if you're stuck as a wage slave, you have the power to flip that switch. Don't let the company control that. Increase your skill sets. All right. So some of the things, going back to, this, as far as dying with nothing, um, I can understand it. But what we're trying to do is to create a legacy so that we're all going to die. Let's face it. And our daughter doesn't want to hear it, and she doesn't want to think about it, and that's normal. I don't even want to. I'm scared the crap out of me when I found out I had plaque in my arteries, because that's what happened with my mom. That's how she died. Her arteries ruptured and she bled out. Sorry about that. Um, and so, yeah, that's scary. But that doesn't mean we can't plan. Now, I still plan on increasing my health. I'm doing things good for it. I'm getting healthier and fitter as much as I can with my disabilities. But now, as creating a legacy, I'm looking at a way. Now, I don't agree with. Let me give you a book that is kind of a good reference point. It's called Entitlement uh, Abolishment, something like that. Entitlement Abolishment, to abolish something. You know what I mean? It's by a gentleman named Doug Andrew. I don't agree with everything that he does. He comes from the insurance world. I like the insurance aspect of it, but I like different types of insurance. He sells like an index universal life policy is his main focus. I rather look at bolio type or colio, bank-owned life insurance policies, company-owned life insurance policies, and basically cash value whole life um, policies that are building up, that are structured correctly, and he does that as well. Uh, so what I want to do is create a legacy fund or trust fund without creating that trust fund brat mentality. And now, when I say trust fund, people are thinking millions of dollars. No, it's not going to be millions. But by using these insurance policies that we have, we're going to have it, instead of paying out to her, we're paying it out to a trust fund. And I thought trust funds were super expensive and very hard to set up. They're not. There's several books on how to set up trust funds and why you should set up trust funds. I recommend reading those as well. And what we're do is we're set this up so that our life insurance policies will be paid into these trust funds. And now, as part of the requirements of the trust fund, it's going to require that our children do the same thing, but they're going to be starting earlier, where we will only have like a couple 100,000, which is a lot of money, started off by our daughter having to do the same thing uh, to have her um, insurance policies, and then hopefully, well, her husband and then her children, our grandchildren, were also started. So now that's when it plans on uh, really starting to grow into the millions with their policies. And these are cash value policies for the most part that are all going into the trust, built up in a way that if, like, starting with our daughter, if she ever needs money to help fund a business or to buy a house or something like that, she'll be able to withdraw from the trust fund, or even to learn a career, um, not just to learn, you know, nothing like gender studies. You know, it has to be either like business or some, engineering or something like that. Is something that will have a transferable value. And yes, oh, we should let them make up their mind and do what they find uh, fluffy and puffy. And no, that's not what it's for. It's for to uh, help create fiscal intelligence and literacy and responsibility. It's not just to, oh, I need a loan to get a Lamborghini or a Mercedes or something. No, that's not what it's for. I need um, a loan to buy a house that I can't afford. No, that's not what it's for. It's it's to build to help promote fiscal intelligence and literacy, um, and create a stable life for them, and for them also to remember uh, us, my wife and me. I mean, yes, my daughter will remember me. Uh, Her daughters might remember us, depending on how long we're around when they're born, or her children, her sons or daughters, right? But their children won't know who we are. And I think that's something that our society has lost track of, is the family unit. And so that's the other goal of doing this, is to build a stronger family unit so that they can remember. They used to tell stories by the campfire of their parents and their grandparents and their elders before them. And by those stories, it would travel down, and you would know your family history and where you came from. Um, Also, it would help teach you on how to get to where you want to go. So I think this is like a modern day version of that, um, because in one way, yes, you say, "Oh, David, but you always preach that you're teaching your daughter responsibility and you're not paying for her college and stuff like that." That's right. We're not. We're teaching her to become fiscally literate and take the responsibility. She will have to. Doesn't mean we're not going to help her learn. We're not going to teach her how to find resources and things like that. No, and sorry. Um, if you like this stuff, don't forget to hit that like button and comment. Um, it's it's all of the above. Teaching is the whole package. A lot of people, they look at this as only one thing or the other. Life is not like that. Life is a series of multiple things put together to these building foundations and blocks to make a really good life, and to make a happy life through struggle. More of a, let's put that better, not struggly, a struggle, struggly. Oh, I love that. Um, to take a more stoic approach towards life, because there's a lot of beauty in the world and stuff. But the last thing you want to do is create a trust fund baby, as brat or this wanker type kid. No, that's not what you want. But so the structure that we have in there is that they can withdraw from it, but they're going to have to pay into it. They're going to have to pay back that loan and build up their own accounts into it, the same policies and stuff to build it. So that's what we're looking at. And it'll have, with today's technology, the videos and things like this that I'm making on this channel, and the videos of us, so they will know who started this. And it's sort of like for you to become immortal, or at least remembered, right? Because we want to be remembered. When you think about it, and you think about, well, depending on when our children have children, if they do nowadays, because that's another thing that's frowned on, is to have children or more than one children. You know, it's important that we pass down these values to it. And when you think about it, your grandchildren might not even know who you are or why you did the things you did, the struggles you had in life and things. Now, of course, some of them might not. By the time they're great grandchildren, they have no reference point to really look at that. But when they actually see it in this, and they're able to see the results for it, it's both motivating and enduring. And it lets them know where they came from, their history, their family, the importance of family. I feel like I'm not getting this across right. It's not about leaving your kids with a lot of money, because we're definitely not going to do that. We're not able to. But it will be enough that she will be able to put a down payment on a house, start a business, and things like that. And hopefully it teaches her to do the same thing, to build this legacy fund where that her family can also, and her children and their children can also learn from it. Does that make sense? Let me know what you think about this, and what you think about your mortality of not being around, and if you have children. Are you teaching them to be fiscally responsible? All right, that's it for this one. As I walk here, what a beautiful day. You guys have a wonderful day. God bless.